Okay.
All right, everybody, we ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Showtime.
Yay! Because he's sharing.
Yeah, so this is the perfect. I believe this is one of the ones I do have two of.
This is Savea. She manages a shop in a small town northwest of San Diego, California. She's selling blankets, and it's the middle of June. Well, you can't see behind the camera are 15 fans pointed at them, and just below them, what you can't see, is a 5-gallon bucket of ice-cold water.
Golden Eagle. And
this is James doing a live video promoting his artwork and his business. Behind that backdrop, what you can't see is an empty field with a swimming pool, and there's no water in that swimming pool.
That's still going to be a couple weeks away. Those are.
They're both happy, outgoing, positive people, and they really look forward to getting together every Friday night for their live talk show, where they interview the greatest guests every week. But tonight, they really look forward to this special guest tonight, because there'll be lots of glitter, lots of happy glitter to make you smile during the quarantine. This is not Morgan Freeman from Quarantino's Celebrity Impersonator Narrations. Stay positive, everyone, and you'll smile big from all the bright, sparkly glitter tonight. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome to Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Savea Kamori-Yang and James Hermes. This week's special guest, Kathy Cano-Murillo from the Crafty Chica. It's Late Night Friday, and did you know that you can burn up to 40 calories an hour just from laughing? So get ready for a workout. It's time to start the show.
Where's Savea? Come on, Savea. I'm getting lonely here. All right, there you are.
Hey.
All right, so, well, I always got to dance that music. This is going to be a fun one, as we were saying. All right, so, oh, you're just like fan person,
no,
president of the fan club.
It's because your voice is lower. It's funny. I'm sorry. Just don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
That's all right. I don't know what's on my end, but, we'll just go with it. It's just technology having fun with us.
I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, James.
Yes.
Okay. So I should sound a little bit different now. And it's time for the drawing.
It's like a lot of things in there. Okay. It's a lot of names.
We have a lot of entries for the show tonight.
So last week, our guest, Mac Lopez, donated to our show followers to win a wood native flute. We're so excited about it, and he says it's from all of us. It's not just from him. So it's so sweet of him, and I'm so excited for the person that's going to win this flute. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to pull it out.
All right, say James.
I'm going to pull the first one out.
Don't say Savea, say James.
This one is James. No, I'm joking.
Oh, you had me going I was going, yay, for a tenth of a billionth of a second, and then I went, no, you destroyed my life.
Yes, so the winner is Kimiko. Oh my God.
Oh, really?
I'm so excited. Yay.
Wow. How cool is that?
God. Okay. Yay, congrats, Kimiko. You won. Okay, all right. So, James.
Yes.
How has your business been going this week?
Well, let's say, business this week. Been working on craft videos, doing those, getting posted. That's a lot of work, a lot of post-production, pre-production to do that. It's not the first time, but, I want to have something that's going to last. Not something I have to update if something changes in the kit. So everything's got to be there, filling some orders. I'm actually going to be painting some U.S. flag feathers that I usually do about this time of June, so it's ready for 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
Everybody. So I'll be showing those off at the show next week. That'll be a lot of fun. I love painting those. And they resemble what was called on the rodeo circuit, so you won't really know here, but call it Wrangler feathers or,
Cool.
flag feathers, but I kind of do my own spin on it. So that was a lot of fun, but busy week. How's Dancing Bear?
Oh, we have been really busy. We're still working. We're still working on getting our space ready, but we are moving all our fixtures still. I mean, and we're re-merchandising our whole store. So it's quite a process. We have to put up the PPE. So we're going to be putting up the barriers for the employees. So it is quite a process. We're hoping to start doing appointment only next week. I was hoping it to be this week, but it's probably going to be next week. Just because it is quite a task. We really tore apart our store to get ready for shipping and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's just been impossible to just open. So.
Well, if you didn't go to sleep at night and spend 28 hours a day at the store, I know my math's a little off, but it's to slightly under exaggerate. And, you might have had the store ready by tomorrow.
Next year.
Next year. It's a lot of work. Oh, yeah.
I'm joking. For those
running
of you
a business is a job of 5 people in one.
For those of you who haven't watched our show yet, I would like to welcome you. One of the things I want you guys to know, we started creating the show, both James and I are local small businesses in California, and we deal with a lot of we know a lot of crafters, and we both kind of came up with this idea to do this show to kind of inspire people, to entertain people during this pandemic, and basically create like kind of a fun interactive show and be silly on Friday nights. So, and then also you can win. And then what else are you gonna do on Friday night? I mean, this is the best, right? It's craft related.
You have the kids, you watched your Friday night shows, the kids have gone to bed, and you're like, now it's my time.
Like,
It's time to watch Late Night Craft Talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Craft show.
It's I would tell you, it's a lot of work on this one. I used to sit up out in the garage, but it's starting to get real hot down here in Indio. And, even when this time of year, I start getting up and like working at 4:30 in the morning till about noon, 1 or 2 o'clock. Then I'll do computer work because it's melting in that garage. It's melting outside, and the garage is the studio, and it gets pretty warm. I bet you India is probably the hottest place in the country.
I don't know, James. I lived in Arizona for 5 years, and it is hot over there. I don't know.
Yeah, but I noticed that you never talked about Indio because it's too hot there, Phoenix. People in Indio and Phoenix is like, oh, we're hotter. When people in Indio are like, no. In Phoenix, I mean, let me tell you, everybody, Phoenix for me is 242 miles that way, uphill, above sea level.
I don't know, James. I think that we should show our video of our expert from Phoenix, who is a weather expert.
The weather expert from Phoenix.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead. And everybody will come back saying, yeah, Indio's hotter.
Yes, this is what the story is right now. Okay.
Hi, Riley. See, you're dressed warmly.
So I think, James, that she could tell you why Phoenix is hotter than Indio. Like 100%.
Well,
she's going to win.
It's exactly 242 miles between Phoenix and Indio. Phoenix is due east of Indio, uphill above sea level, where Indio is not above sea level.
I don't know, Riley, what do you think? What's your first reason why Phoenix is hotter than Indio?
It's so hot that if it drops below 95 degrees, it starts to feel chilly.
Well, Riley, in Indio, it's so hot that Optimus Prime transformed into an air conditioner.
No.
It's so hot that my dream house is any house in Alaska.
Well, in Indio, it's so hot that the cows are giving evaporated milk.
It's so hot the pool feels like bath water.
Yeah.
Well, in Indio, it's so hot, I decided to save money on the gas bill by cooking eggs on the cement at 8 a.m.
Alex, you have another one?
It's so hot that McDonald's is frying burgers on parked cars.
Well, Riley, I'll have to tell you, here in Indio, it's so hot. I saw the devil leaving Indio on an air-conditioned tour bus. As a matter of fact, he stuck his head out the tour bus and says, "Y'all nuts for living here."
It's so hot that I saw a fire hydrant chasing down a dog.
Okay, well, in Indio, we actually got a letter from the devil, and it was a sympathy card. Oh, that's a tough one.
No,
Indio or
James,
Phoenix?
I think that Riley's the winner. I mean, she clearly is giving very concise answers that are way beyond what you have been giving as an answer.
Yeah, well, I think I'm being ganged up here by Survey and friends.
Yeah, I think that Riley is the one that gave the most examples of why Phoenix is hotter than Indio.
Well, so, Riley, have you ever been to Indio? That's because nobody comes to Indio because it's too hot.
So, Riley, who do you think won?
Me.
You, yeah.
Well,
Riley won.
A mass great amount of America is going to go ahead and concede with me and say, I think it's a tie. Is it a tie, Riley? If you say yes, I'll buy you a pizza.
No.
No, you know what? I think that
So then
Riley
we'll buy you a
is
bigger pizza.
Cuteness factor, yes. Riley, go ahead to smile.
Granted, I'm not going to win any beauty contests there or popularity contests with the cuteness factor.
You
India
won.
shrivels you from the heat. So, all right, thank you, Riley. That was fun.
It was fun.
Just remember, Indio's hot, so stay away from Indio and stay in cool Phoenix.
It's like funny. I see Connor creeping in.
Yeah.
Connor.
Well, you need to go out. You need to go out that swimming pool and enjoy because, you're not going to. If you come over Indio, all the water evaporates. And remember, Indio has a population of exactly 0 ice cream bars.
And see, that's Mochi. When Mochi goes to Phoenix, he magically expands into a bigger dog named Peaches. That's how hot Arizona is.
Well, yeah, he's not going to come to India. It's too hot.
It's not even. It's just like terrible there.
I think the contest is switched between Riley to you and I again.
Yeah, I don't know, Riley.
I don't know, but Riley, you did awesome. Thank you much.
Riley,
it was a tie.
make it fun. Me or James? Who won? Me or James?
You.
You meaning who?
That's only because somebody's going to buy you a pizza.
Who's me? Who's me?
Savannah.
Yay!
Well, it's only because Savea bribed you with a pizza because I'm trying to put her up to it.
Yay. Okay, thank you, Riley.
Thank you, Riley. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
That was most definitely a tie.
I don't know, James.
Well, we recorded that yesterday. If everybody wanted to know, thank you very much, Riley, for being a part of the show and doing that. That was very fun to be with you. And
It was so cute.
And have that little back and forth. That was cool. That was the highlight of the week. But India's still hotter.
I don't know. Don't we
Okay,
know
everybody,
someone else
all right,
in Arizona?
Let me tell you, I am 6'2". I'm sitting down right now. This is about a yard off the ground. Sea level's right here. This is sea level.
Your head's just
the
above
beach,
water.
I'd be this far underwater. Phoenix is uphill. Okay, done. So with that was Indio versus Phoenix. It's a fun debate, but we happen to have our guest here is tonight from Phoenix, Arizona.
Me too.
And I think, is it time for the slide? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do the
Are you
slide.
ready? Because you've been waiting for this. You've been way looking forward to this, and so have I. All right, for everybody, here we go. This week's special guest, Kathy Cano-Murillo from the Crafty Chica. Kathy, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, we're working on getting everyone on here.
Swipe left or right?
It always feels like it's that situation all the time here. Ask to start video. Yay!
It's just an extra long dramatic entrance. So if I had my hand drum here, I'd go boom, 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 boom,
There's
boom
a
right here.
reason
But
why
it's
I
another
have
one.
purple glitter in the background.
Oh, Kathy, hello. Thank you.
Doing?
Good. I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Yes, and Phoenix is definitely hot right now.
Nope,
Oh,
not as much as Indio.
I can't even begin. I mean, it's tolerable right now. It's still like 102, 105, 106. It's like when it's 117, 118 that it's like, don't
You don't
like
go
use
outside.
in the car.
No kidding, because in India we had 5 degrees.
You
All
add
right, I'm done.
Yeah, like you can't put your craft supplies in the car. Because they will, even if you just have to stop at a red light or something, if the sun hits it, it will melt. I have.
Well, yeah, I during the summer down here, when I have to head off to a powwow, which a lot of my pals thankfully are on the coast, I go out and I start loading my truck at 9 o'clock at night, when I would like to be going to bed at 9 o'clock at night, when you have to get up at like 4 in the morning for a 2-3 hour drive. So there's a lot of nap in the afternoon. Oh yeah, we got our tricks to you're doing shows and you're living in the desert.
Yep.
Uh,
But I love it here.
okay.
I'd rather have heat than snow.
So
I
Kathy,
can't deal with the snow, but I can deal with the heat.
At least we don't have to shovel snow. That's a big thing right there.
Exactly.
yes. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about Crafty Chica.
Okay, so well, my website is Crafty Chica, and Savea, we met at CHA like years ago when my product line had launched in Michael's, and we had this celebration at the craft convention. But basically, I've just always been a hyper creative, and my husband and I, when we got married, we were like, you know what, he's a musician and an artist, and I'm an artist and a writer. And we were like, let's just see how long we can go doing art, music, and writing for a living. And we just had our 30th wedding anniversary in March.
Wow.
So we've like stayed true to what we just always were like, to live like the best life, let's do what we love to do for a living. And that was being creative. And it also involved, like, we've never had like a brand new car. It's not or like flashy jewels or designer purses, that stuff. I would rather spend my time being creative and buying craft supplies. Am I echoing?
Is it from you?
Oh, turn the volume down here. That's what it is. Is that better? Can you hear me okay?
If
Is
you
that
mute,
good?
if you mute the Facebook
Oh,
on your
wait, now I
side,
know.
that will solve it.
How's that?
Still? Oh, it's still.
Okay, I'll just go. I have the volume turned down here.
Oh, we're all having technical issues tonight.
But what happened was when we first got married, we were like, let's be artists. And so we started this wholesale business, hand making all of these cool Latino-centric home decor and jewelry. And we were excited because no one was doing it and everybody wanted it. And then we ended up with 300 accounts. And we spent 2 years like in having our own little sweatshop in the house, making like dozens and dozens and dozens of all of these one-of-a-kind pieces. And it just turned out to where we're like, we need to stop. This is not what we were thinking. We should have been more specific with what we wanted. And the other thing I love to do is writing. So I ended up getting a job at the newspaper at the Arizona Republic. And I worked my way up, and they had asked me to do a weekly craft column. And I started doing a craft column, and it got picked up for national syndication. And I got so excited that I launched Crafty Chica as a way to share my tutorials outside of the newspaper. And that was around the time that MySpace started. And so without knowing, we didn't even call it social media back then. It was just MySpace, and then Twitter came, and YouTube came, and it was just about building community. And so still like kept growing, and I got an offer to leave the newspaper to launch my own Crafty Chica line. And so 2007, I left the newspaper, and I've been doing full-time Crafty Chica stuff ever since. So I have like 10 books, 2 were novels, I'm working on the 3rd one now, and all kinds of different pipelines and different brands for my blog, different campaigns like TurboTax and notes and improvement, and just all kinds of fun things. So it's a shiny, crafty life. But my favorite part is just sharing ideas and connecting with other creative people.
I'd like to know how your secret to adding an extra 2 months to the year and an extra 10 hours to the day for all that you've accomplished.
It's so
amazing.
funny that you say that, because the true key is I have to get 8 hours of sleep every night. If I do not get 8 hours, and two things. I have to keep a to-do list. Like, I have to-do lists for the week.
That's familiar.
And for the day, for the year, it's my vision board, but I'm very specific of the goals that I want to reach. And I'm very specific about it. If it's a certain amount of money, or a certain company I want to work with, or something I want to design, I get that end goal, and then I work backwards to get there. Like, I build an action list. So all of these totally come in handy.
It's really interesting. I like to hear that. So when you start to do art, what is the start of your inspiration for that specific project or artwork?
Oh my gosh. It comes everywhere. I'm sorry for the voice.
What?
Am I still No, I'm sorry.
Do you have Facebook open at all?
Let's see. Is that better?
If you just close the Facebook page right now.
I do what?
If you have Facebook anywhere.
I did, but I turned them off. Okay, well, I'll just keep going. I know I'm trying to pull you down here, but then I can't hear you.
I know.
Okay. Inspiration. It's a fine line, because sometimes if you seek inspiration, you can get intimidated by what's out there. And so I try not to go look for stuff. I just find one thing leads to another. So because I'm a blogger, I always think, what are people making? What do they want more content of? How can I serve them? So I will Chris, I'll go to YouTube, Google, and I'll just start typing in wood frames or tie-dye, see what comes up in the search. And that starts to ideas. So, for example, everyone is making masks, right? This was when quarantine started. And tie-dye is popular because it's like a family activity. So I did tie-dye face masks. So I just kind of cross-pollinate two things that I know people love. So, and then it's for blog content. But when I just want to make stuff, I just kind of sit down and play and go for it. I don't have a sketch, so I write the way I use there. And then when I get stuff, I'll go look through the book and I'll just start partnering up ideas. And that's kind of how it goes.
How do you use your heritage in your artwork?
How do I use my voice in my artwork? Okay, that's just kind of a natural given. Like it's never really been something that I've tried to do. I will tell you a story though. Okay, so I've always been creative, always been making jewelry and all kinds of things. And early before we were married, my husband, he's American, he has dreadlocks, he plays in a reggae band, and I was the manager of his band. And so I've started this African-inspired jewelry. And it was beautiful, like necklaces and everything, and I would sell them at the show. And these women, these two African American stuff, they go, we love your it's so cool. And they're like, question, and I'm like, sure. And they said, you're Mexican, right? And I said, yes. They said, why don't you make American art? Why don't you make African American art? You should celebrate your culture. And I'm like, I never thought of that. And so that's they inspired me to yes, I'm third generation Mexican American. I'm gonna combine. Oh, good, it stopped.
I just muted James. I'm sorry. I was just.
So they really taught me how to like love their culture, love my culture, and they just inspired me to do more pieces that celebrated my Mexican American culture. And so that was kind of like a turning point for me, because before that I was just kind of doing everything. I was just kind of doing what I thought would be fun and what I thought people wanted to buy. And that was the first time that they were like, you know what, you have a beautiful culture, we're like cousins, and you should do Mexican American art. And I was like, you're right. And then I just went crazy with it. And I already kind of was doing it a little bit, but when it came to creating like a collection, I was like, yes, this is and I was only like 22 or 23 years old, but, and I'm still friends with them to this day. Like we still talk and everything. And, but that was really kind of the turning point. And then I just think it's so cool to, like dig into your history and your culture and, just celebrate the role it plays in your life, because we all have a different story. There's no two stories we have a lot of similarities, but we each have our own individual journey. And so the stuff that I make is kind of like representative of my journey. So it's super colorful. There's always something wrong with it. Either it's lopsided or a little wonky, but that's okay. So am I.
Makes it special, actually. It makes it handmade, and it makes it something that
but it's
is
always
really
shiny. I always have a heart in there somewhere. So to me, it's just part of my story. It also like being female and, being a mom and being a wife and being a friend and all of those things together, and being Mexican American, all of that, it just kind of is another thread in the story of who I am.
Yeah, okay. And so how did you develop the idea of Crafty Chica? Like what, like you were saying that you were doing the radio and this and the newspaper. Well, you're doing the newspaper and you're doing
yes. Okay, so what was happening around that time? This was like November 2000. There was this website called Get Crafty. And there were all of these people on there who had really fun handles, like Sublime Stitching and Naughty Secretary Club.
Yes,
everybody had fun handles, and we were all crafting, and it was like cool crafts, because up until then it was kind of like corny crafts, like that we would see out. Not that they were bad, I shouldn't say corny, but it just wasn't like, we wanted like punk rock kind of crafts, like just something a little different than what you were used to seeing. And people at the time, they would say, this isn't your grandma's crafting, which now is offensive, because grandmas are cool. Like grandmas are hip, grandmas are cool. I love their crafts. But back then, that was kind of like what people were saying, because everyone had the little crocheted toilet paper doily in their bathroom. They're not a maid, and they wanted to do something different. So they'd make it like a punk rock doily thing. And so I was at the paper, my craft column had come out, and I was actually working on deadline, writing a story, and the name Crafty Chica popped in my head, and I was like, there's no way it's available as a domain. I bet you anything someone already got it. And I stopped what I was doing and I quickly went to, I think at the time it was called Register Fly. And I bought it for like $9. I bought the URL and I'm like, that's going to be my handle at Crafty Chica, you know, forget crafty. And so then that's what started it. And I just, every time a new social media platform started, I would just go get the handle Crafty Chica. And so that I could kind of own it, you know, and then once the website, it just started picking up steam because I was just posting very consistently. And, you know, one takeaway tip is like, when you know you have a good idea, like buy the URL or just like attach yourself to it, because it's just something about energy. Like once you think of an idea, somewhere in the world, someone else is thinking of that idea as well. So, oh, where did James go?
I think he might have popped off.
Oh,
He
okay.
was having, I was waiting for a point where I could say, okay, let's test your mic again, because I think it was echoing from him. Unfortunately,
Oh,
we
okay.
were having problems with computer, so I
Yes.
think he might just come back. Oh, I feel so bad because I was like, I was like, oh, and I muted myself and it wasn't improving. I'm like, I wonder if it's James.
Poor James.
I know. So hopefully, like, I get him back on, because we need him back on.
Oh, James, come back. Let's try again.
No, I know, James. So I have a question. So I know that you've done a lot of painting and whatnot. How did you start working in ceramics?
Well, I was Duncan Enterprises. They are the ones who manufactured my Crafty Chica product line. So I would go out to Fresno for a week every month to work on my product line. And it was so hard to like go to that building and see all of that blank bisque and just like a whole room full of underglazes. And they had this room that had like 3 giant kilns in it. And they just, every time I went, they would let me paint something and then they would ship it to me when I got home. And I just, every time I went, I just started painting stuff. And then they had me demo at a couple of this different ceramic conventions like NCECA and CCSA, and I got to know the different industry people there and the shop owners, and I just fell in love with it. I just always loved ceramics, and I just started working with it. And then I got a kiln, and I haven't stopped since. Like now I'm making plates. These are like hand-built plates that I did, and I stamped on them. And these are, this is a stamp I designed for Sizzix a couple of years ago, but I use it on clay instead of on paper. Look, here's another one.
Oh, they're so pretty. You know, I love your art because it's just so colorful, and I love all the different little elements of the folklore art, the folk art. It's like I'm half Japanese, and I love all of the Japanese paintings. I've always loved Hispanic art. It's so beautiful, like all the Oaxacan animal sculptures, and I just love all that stuff. So pretty.
You know, I do a little bit of everything. You know, I did a printmaking live last night on Instagram, and so it's just a little bit of everything.
Yes. Okay. So okay.
Did you hear from James?
I'm messaging him while we're talking.
Oh no.
So what are your inspirations now?
My inspirations now, I'd say just, I feel like I have like a long list of things I'm always working on. So I just kind of go with it that way. And you know, I pay attention to a lot to reader comments and things of what they want to see more of. So right now everyone's asking for tie-dye, so I'm doing more tie-dye. Resin, people want to know more resin tutorials, and so I look through what I've already have done, and I look through what's been out there, and I think, okay, what can I do that's different? Like how can I find a fun new way to do something with resin. And it's a challenge because there's so many wonderful creative people out there. But I feel like inspiration should push us to innovation.
Yeah.
You know, like inspiration doesn't mean you copy something. Inspiration should mean that you innovate and evolve it, you know?
Pick from bits from pieces, lots of places. And
Yeah, start with yourself of what you're known for. Like, what are your traits as an artist, and how can you contribute to the story of resin? You know, like what is something different that you can do with it? So I think that's the first thing, is just really knowing who you are and what you like and building that into what you make.
Yes, totally. So how do you juggle family life and work? Because this is the hard part, right? Because your family is really involved with everything that you do, because you and your husband do art together, or you're both artists.
It's a lot easier now because the kids have grown and they moved on. They're doing their own lives, and I'm super proud of them. And I feel like before we had kids, because Patrick and I, we were like best friends. Like we had years, not a lot of years, but like a few years before we got married, where we had all these crazy adventures, you know, of, you know, hiking North Mountain and getting lost in Rocky Point, and just as friends, you know. And then we would like sit down and craft together, and then when we started a family, when we got married and started a family, that stopped because, you know, we had 2 kids to raise, a mortgage, bills, everything. And the kids are super helpful in everything that we did. And, you know, Patrick still does his music. And so I'd go to pick him up from a gig, and I'd have the kids in the car with me, or we'd have like, you know, Dia de los Muertos event coming up. So like all 4 of us would sit there and we'd be base coating, you know, different things that we were going to sell. But now that the kids are moved out and it's just Patrick and me here at the house, it's fun. It's like, I feel like we're going back to when before we were married, because every day is an adventure. Like we'll like sit and talk and laugh and just joke around and then make things together. And it's just been fun. So family has just always been an essential part. And I think that's a big tip for people, like maybe moms who want to, you know, turn their hobby into a profession. Like find a way to incorporate your family, because, and then for anyone out there whose mom or sister, they have a crafty side hustle. Hi James, he's back.
I'm hoping everything's gonna be
give
good.
them support, you know, give them a lot of support. So let's hear James talk. Is it good?
It should be good.
Oh my gosh, yay!
Yep.
I don't know if I'm hearing an echo yet.
I don't hear any echo.
Very low if there's one. Oh, it's there.
Oh no.
I hear it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll try.
But yeah, that is my tip. Like if you have someone in your family who's a creative, give them support, you know, because you know how we are as creatives. If we express ourselves this much, inside we're feeling it this much, you know. So give them that support, especially if it's like your mom or your dad and they already have a lot of stress going on, and maybe creating is their happy place. So
I think that it's also a way to also learn from your family and work with your family and spend time with your family and build your relationships together too.
Yes, exactly. Like all of my blog projects, I would have my daughter model them for me. When she had projects that she had to do, I would help her. I mean, that's what I love, is working on it together. And then I would blog it all. I would totally blog it all of stuff that happened.
That's really cool. Okay, let's see. What is something that sets you apart from other artists?
Oh my gosh. You know what it is? I've had people tell me this before, I'm a very fast maker because I think during that time when we had those 300 accounts, we had to produce a high volume of product.
Mhm.
I really learned about batch production and really critical thinking of, how to get things done quickly, how to do things. And so I just have carried that with me, because when I go, and it's a problem I have sometimes when I'm teaching and people go, oh my God, stop. Like, I'm on step one, I just get in there and I get so excited that 4 minutes later my project is done. So I think that sets me apart, is that I work really, really fast when I'm making things. And, I do all these mugs that I sell in the store, and I literally have it timed to where each mug to be base coated should take 3 minutes. And one time my sister came over to help me, and I saw her set up like her iced tea, and she put the TV on the channel she wanted, and she just started like getting all relaxed, and I'm like, she's going too slow, she's going too slow. So I started getting anxiety, and I go, okay, just so like for time, like if you want to finish these, like say in 90 minutes, you should spend like 3 minutes per mug to base coat. And she's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, this is too much stress. Like, you're going to time me? And I go, no, I'm not going to time you. I'm not going to time you. But it just, I work fast.
Yeah. Well, that is really interesting. Well, I would say also with this part is you are very personable, and you can talk to people very easily. And I think that that is something that's hard for a lot of artists to talk out to people. So I think that, what advice can you give to be more open to talk to people? Because I know that I've gone to craft shows and I've seen people and they're like,
oh, I know. I think just, I guess it's, what do you want out of it? Do you want to just sell your work, or do you want to meet the people who are buying it? Do you want, like, everything that I make, that I sell, I love to know the stories of why they're interested, what they're buying it for, who's it for. And I love to tell them the story of how I made it and what inspired it, or what I was watching on TV when I made it, or what was going on at the time. And I think just realizing that it's not just about the end product and what it looks like, but the story that went into why you made it and how it came to be, and the story of why did that person feel compelled to come to your area to look to see what you make. Like that, what is that? Why did they come see? What was it that caught their attention? And it could be for your own soul, like just to want to know, or it could be for business, where you could say, hey, what made you come over here? And they could say, I love that sign. It's so colorful. And then in your mind, you're like, success measure, like that sign worked really great. It was a good investment. And you can pay attention to the first things that they're picking up. What is the first thing they pick up and look at? If they're picking up 2 mugs, I'll look at them and I'll say, okay, talk to me. I'll say, what are you trying to decide? And this is literally, like, one lady was like, I need a handle that is big. I love the shape of this one, but the handle is too small. And this one, the handle is perfect. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I never realized how important handles are on mugs. Like, I need to make sure that there's room to put your hand through them. And so, ask questions. It's all a work in progress. And that's what we want, is to share and sell our art. And the more that you talk with people who are looking at it, the more information you could get to, expand and evolve what you make.
that's really great advice, because I've just seen, like I said, I've seen people at craft shows and they're like, I didn't sell anything. And they're like this whole time.
Yes.
It's like, I think that people like to buy, they like to buy products that they get to know people who made them.
Yes. I know it's scary. Like when you have a show, like I've been at shows where I did not fit in at all. And I mean, back in the day when we would do Day of the Dead, people didn't know what it was. And we had all of this skeleton stuff. And people would like hide their kids from it or give us weird looks. And I'm like, hi, it's a 300-year, it's an ancient
They're like, Walker.
like trying to tell you never see a scary skull, it's all happy, it's meant to, like literally I was like trying to give them like the Crafty Chica hard sell of Dia de los Muertos in like 2 seconds. But I never gave up, I like talking with people. So
Yeah, I really love that a lot of people now know more about the Dia de los.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
such a wonderful way to remember and celebrate your ancestors. I mean, that is just so wonderful. And it's not, when people pass away here, like in the culture, it's not like they don't really, I don't know. It's like taking a day. It's like, I remember those people specifically on this day and really remember them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if that really happens as much.
Yes.
So next question. Okay, let's see. What is the next project you're working on? What's the next idea that you want to share?
So I always have a lot of things going on. So there's different tiers, So like for next week, I'm gonna tie dye this really cool dress, and I'm gonna try to do like 7 tie dye techniques on one dress.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna challenge myself to do that again, just kind of taking what's popular and finding my own spin on it. So I'm working on that. We have our store in Phoenix. So we're open on Saturdays. So I'm going in there tomorrow. On a bigger level, I'm working on my 3rd novel. And so I work on that a little bit every night. And then like my dream project is, these are Amiga Angels. And so these are like little spiritual cheerleaders that I make, and I've been trying for the past 2 years to get these into retail stores, like as a national product line. So I've come so close, but it still just has not connected yet. But so what I learned from that is I need to keep working on it and find some other angles. And because I was just trying to go in through one path, so now I'm like, okay, I'm not going to waste my time trying that path anymore. I'm going to try some alternative routes and see how that goes.
So it's almost like if you don't succeed the first time, you keep
or the second time or the third time, but
trying.
You really love it and you really feel it, find another way.
Yes, that's good to know, because I mean, I think that like myself as an artist, when I got out of college, I wanted to try to sell my paintings, and I didn't have the confidence in myself to go and try to sell them, and I didn't want to get denied, and so I didn't really follow down that path. But now I'm at the point in my life where if I go to a gallery and I show my paintings and they don't like it, I really don't care.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go to the next gallery.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
or have your own gallery show.
I know, make your own gallery.
Exactly. That's why we opened Mucho Mas Art Studio, because we were always vending at different places. And then there was this one show that I didn't get accepted to. And I'm like, I'm going to have my own place with my own show. Instead of waiting for other people to invite you to the party, throw your own party and invite everybody.
Yeah. Well, then, hey, that's how you do it, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's see. I have lots of really interesting questions. I think everyone's really loving the questions, because I think that I was really kind of coming up with some really interesting questions that I thought would really make everyone interested. Let's see. What is your favorite craft supply to use?
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is going to sound weird, but honestly, a blank journal with heavyweight handmade paper and Tombow double-sided markers
Cool.
and a pencil and an eraser
Nice.
and maybe a pack of watercolors. But for sure, a blank journal with those thick, creamy pages, and then brush markers with the, double-sided brush markers.
That is cool because you can do so much. It's like painting, but all the paint's in the pen already.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's so many tools out there. I just got the Cricut Joy. I love that. Like, that's more of a modern tool, but there's so many things you can do with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get using it in resin projects and things. But yeah, that's probably like brush markers and a blank journal.
Wow. Okay. So remember, everyone, that's her favorite craft supply. Okay. All right. So what is the process when you come up with an idea for a project or an art piece? So how do you get started? Like, how do you start that?
Well, if I come up with an idea, I'll Google it and I'll look it up on Instagram to see if anybody has done it yet. If it's an idea that a lot of people are doing, I try to research as much as I can to see all the different ways that people did it so that I can come up with something different, some kind of twist. And sometimes that's kind of hard, but in the long run, I'm glad that I do that because it just makes it, that's what I feel makes it a Crafty Chica project, is to have that wow factor. Like I always like laugh, cry, or say wow. Like that's the kind of stuff I want, emotions I want people to have. And so I'll come up with an idea and then I'll sketch it out, and just a rough sketch, and then I'll just kind of brainstorm other things that I can do with it, and then I'll get the supplies, and I usually get enough supplies to make like 3 versions, because out of the 3, 2 of them will suck and 1 of them will be awesome. But it's very rare that I can just do 1 and it comes out perfect. And then I'm really sad because I like put all that money and effort into it. So I definitely do a couple different versions. I want to hear from James.
I know he's trying not to talk. But...
Yeah. He's so chatty.
James? He's pretending to not talk. Because I can hear, yeah, it's so weird because this episode of all episodes, we've had a lot of technical difficulties, and it is the funniest thing in the world right now. Because apparently James has been kicked out by the admin 4 times now, and I haven't kicked him out. So.
I should be able to be heard now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird things happening tonight.
He has a deeper voice.
Is this still happening there?
Yeah, it's so funny.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's funny because it's kind of like it's apropos of what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and like, it's like it's already almost 11 and we haven't even shown your slides and we haven't done trivia. I mean, this is like how amazing this interview is going, just so you know. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. And so do you write in a daily journal?
I have a journal. It's not always daily, but it's pretty close. Yeah.
And so like you draw on it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's see. What is your favorite way to start your day?
Oh my gosh. This sounds so corny, but I'm like excited to get up in the morning. Like if I wake up and it's 4 a.m, I'm like, yay, I can only 2 more hours or 3 more hours I can get up. And then making coffee. And then I come in the art room and I say hi to Miss Figgy. This is Miss Figgy.
Who's
the plant.
Figgy?
My plant. Yeah. Make sure she's doing good. And then I look at my to-do list and I'm like, okay, what's up first? And it is the best feeling to cross things off the list, even though this one Oh, everything on here is done except for one thing. But yeah, so I just go and I check out the list and, you know, talk with my husband. And, you know, I'm always like, I'll wake up, what happened in the news? That's one of the first things I say in the morning. What happened in the news? My routine, though, for going to bed has been watching TikTok videos. Have you watched TikTok videos?
There's some pretty funny ones.
Oh my
One of
God.
our
I'll get on the rabbit hole for like 2 hours watching TikTok videos.
one of our employees has been sending the videos of these native TikTokers, I guess. I don't know the real name. I'm kind of new to TikTok, and they'll do like workout to powwow music.
Uh-huh.
And it's so funny because they're on a treadmill. They're like doing, and they're walking around and doing circles, and they're doing the treadmill to the powwow music, and they're doing their exercise in the beat and the rhythm of a powwow music, which is really great. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, there's so much creativity on there. That's why I love it. You know, it's just creativity in all different forms.
Yeah. So what are your favorite subjects to create art about?
Definitely love, friendship, self-love, affirmational art. Like, let's see, these are some. So I just randomly pulled these are ones I'm taking into the shop tomorrow. So this one says, she who swims shall never drown. And so another one, keep moving. You will never fall if you just keep, you know, moving forward and keeping your head up. This one, buenas vibras, good vibes. So this one's good vibes. So just I love positivity. Like that's what motivates me in the stuff that I make.
Wow. James got kicked out again, and it says he was banned. I don't know. I'm seriously not even, I'm just seriously.
Admin of Zoom?
Yeah, I don't. This is so weird. I have no idea what's going on. This is the weirdest thing ever. Okay, so I'm gonna start showing your slideshow that we put together of your stuff, because I think that people would like to see the other things that you have besides what we just.
Yes, and I want to read if there's any comments.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, I guess, unfortunately, the sound was coming from James. I haven't been reading any comments because I turned my entire Facebook feed off because I was worried it was me.
Oh.
So we have any good comments, Dan? I have my husband's helping us with the, let's see here.
I don't think I see any.
Okay, let's see here.
Does anyone have questions?
Okay, let me see.
Look at the comments right now. So if anyone has any questions.
Okay, I'm going over there too.
The feedback.
I know, we had the feedback. Okay, it's better now. It's much better now. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna pause this here. And just, if you're looking at it, just make sure you mute your Facebook feed, the Facebook Live, because it'll echo. He's one of our followers. We started watching it last week. Okay. Hopefully,
Big
James.
handles on coffee cups are important.
Someone said big handles are important. Okay, this is true. Okay, I'm pausing this. Okay. I know, James. Someone's like, Vivian's like, poor James. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's so many comments. Oh my gosh. Did you read them? Oh yeah.
I didn't see them.
Okay, so let's see. Loving the backgrounds. Congratulations to Kimiko. And let's see. Love the hair. Been waiting all week. Can't wait. I went to India for the fair 1 year. Hey, James, your audio is sounding wrong. It's funny because he sounds like Darth Vader a little bit. He doesn't sound that, his voice isn't that deep. Let's see. I know everyone, we've been having, I know the feedback. And then people are saying they're beautiful. They love, she said, Maya says, I love supporting my mom in her creativity. Big candles and coffee cups are very important. I love that you want to know the details and whys and what interests people who are buying your art. You make impression for sure. And just keep trying. Great questions. And say, what would you say is the favorite project you've done?
Oh, my favorite project. I feel like, oh, I know what it is. So I have like a different one every week. You want to see my favorite project this week?
Yes, please show me.
Stay tuned.
Show us. She's scooting her chair out of the way. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What?
Oh, that's so pretty. You're painting it?
I painted it.
Oh, that is really pretty. I think that is a cool idea. Very nice.
You. So going back to like, I know that painting hats is popular, and I know that, you know, plant love, like everyone is into being a plant mama these days. So I combine the two. So that's what I'm going to do later tonight is I'm working on another one. So
Very cool.
every week I have a favorite project that I did.
Cool. Is James back? James is back. Hopefully, I don't know how he got banned because I swear my hands have been up almost this whole time.
I actually just created a new Zoom account and going off that one now.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Craziness. We're going to have to talk to those Zoom people because this is nuts. This is full on nuts.
Good question.
Okay. So let's go. I want to show you some of your slides. We went over the different comments that were on the screen. Okay, let's see here. On the first slide. Okay, I'm going to share on my screen. All right. Tell us about this, Kathy.
Yeah, so these are, so I host this Thursday night thing called Corazon Craft Night on Instagram Live. So I showed how to make these little mini magnets with hot glue and then just different letters and little tchotchkes that I had in my craft supply. And then the other magnets, those are resin magnets with metallic confetti inside.
Those are so cute. I love that you have the Loteria cards.
Yeah.
Those are so cute. Fun. Okay, so next.
This is a handmade book, and I made all the pages and the signatures and I put it in there, and it was inspired by I kind of covered it, but the paper with the black drawing on it, my friend Cynthia from Love with Joy Art, she does a daily tutorial on Instagram for drawing, and she was showing how to draw all different types of flowers. So I took what I made and I turned it into a book.
That is really cute. It's very nice. I like that you have a lot of positive sayings and positive on your.
I love affirmation art.
That is really cool.
And then this is one that I did just about paying it forward.
Mm-hmm. Very cute.
Let it grow. So I was practicing my watercolor, and so I made this like sheet with watercolor, the practice page, and I liked it. So I used it as a background, and then that's a digital illustration in the front that I did on my iPad. And so I just kind of matched them up. So I love to do backgrounds, and then I love to do smaller imagery, and then I can mix and match them to create new pieces.
Very nice. Actually, I really like your watercolor work in the back. It's nice.
Thank you.
Have you done a lot of watercolors before? Or you do a lot of water?
I had, but I hadn't really practiced. I just kind of would wing it. And I just went through a couple weeks where I'm like, every night for 30 minutes, I'm going to practice watercolor. And it's just like true with anything. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get and the better you get at it. So this was like one of the practice sheets and I have to fill in every little area with something. But when I was done with it, I'm like, this is cool. I'm going to use this for something.
Wow. That is really cool. I really like that. Tell us about this one.
Okay, so these are flower pots, and I made the wording on my Cricut Joy. So I designed the lettering in Procreate, and then I used the Cricut Joy and the Design Space app to cut out the letters on vinyl, and then I put them on the flower pots.
Okay, so you painted it and then you put the stickers on.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of people I don't know if people think that way of doing layers of art. So like, you know, painting it and then use the vinyl cutter to actually cut out the letters. That's really, like, I think that's a good idea because sometimes it's hard to paint letters like that.
I know, yeah. And if you're not good at lettering, you know, you could use the lettering they have, or you can practice your lettering on your iPad and then save it and then use it, you know, for your different projects.
Yeah. I think that even you can, I don't know about with Cricut, I know I use Silhouette, but I know Silhouette, I'm able, like I could write out my own design.
Yes.
Like I could draw my design and I can scan it into my computer and then I can put it in the software. Can you do it with the Cricut?
Yeah, you sure can.
And you can make your own lettering, get your own lettering, and then you can actually have your own lettering cut out with the Cricut machine. So then you can, yeah, cool. Okay. So ceramics.
Yes, these are mugs that we're drying, and so they're at the greenware stage right now.
Yeah. And
this was before I put them in the kiln for their first firing.
Yeah, those are really nice. So much, they can be built into so much more with paint and everything with the.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love this one.
Yeah, so this is one of the plates. And during the first week of quarantine, I watched all these hand building videos on YouTube, and I just started making plates. I went through like 25 pounds of clay in the first couple days of quarantine. I was like, you get a plate, and you get a plate, and you get a plate.
So the clay blocks, are they 5 pounds?
25 pounds.
So they're 25 is how big, because I haven't done ceramics in a long time. So one of those blocks is 25 pounds.
Yeah, one of the big blocks.
Yeah, they're huge. They're like,
yeah. They
cool.
go a long way.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is interesting.
Oh, this is my latest book that came out last July. Wow, almost a year ago. And it is a book, it's for Simon & Schuster, and it's like celebrating Frida. It's just all these little tidbits of information about Frida.
That's really cool, because it's really interesting. She was a really amazing artist.
Yes, yeah, she just had a very complex. She had a lot of different layers to her, and it was just such a really cool experience to learn more about her. I went to Mexico City and visited her house, La Casa Azul, and I actually met the nephew to the jewelry maker she used for her jewelry.
Wow.
So it was just such a cool experience doing that book.
That's cool. Yay. So I think that's the last slide here. So it looks like we're up to, hey, James.
Yeah, why don't you make me co-host right quick on the one that says James Other, so we can get that squared away, that little detail, and avoid more fun.
Okay, so you want me to make you co-host?
The one that says the one that's not to have the video going, so we can have that part good.
Okay, hold on.
Because tonight is full of mysteries.
It is mystery night.
Yep.
Okay.
Never.
I mean, we need our IT person. So Kimiko, actually, she's a gal we met on Craft Night that we have, because we have Craft Night every Thursday and Sunday. And I met her at Craft Night, and she's an IT person. And so I'm like, hey, Kimiko, IT. Okay. All right. Okay. So James, I made your co-host. Do you have anything ready? You want to try?
Yeah, let's get her going. All right. So what we're going to do right now, is it time for trivia?
Yes. So
I think so too. So let's
yes.
go ahead and get that going right quick. And with that, we have, it's trivia questions time right now. And yes, my voice is hopefully working right now at the moment because I've very much hybridized 2 old cell phones and another laptop that doesn't belong to me that I grabbed from my neighbor real fast in record speed. Luckily, they're up, and I should have audio right now. Let's just say the wheels are turning so quick, they're smoking coming out my ears from their ears grinding. All right, trivia questions we'll be asking. You have until midnight Sunday night. Let's just say 11:59 p.m. Sunday night. Call it midnight to get the answers to your trivia questions in. Please email your answers to latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com. Again, you've got till this Sunday night. Figure 11:59. We'll just call it midnight, and email your answers into latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com.
Okay, so James, what are you going to be contributing to the prize pool this
Well,
week?
you know, the legal eagle feather earrings that I've been putting up the last couple weeks seem to be very popular. People loved them, so we're going to go with that again this week because I've got a big supply of feathers in from all the feather work I have to do the next couple of weeks. So again, it'll be another pair of small, little what look like miniature eagle feathers that I airbrush the tips of white feathers, and that'll be this week's drawing prize. Tomorrow will be something all new.
So from Dancing Bear, I have a whole bunch of masks that our employees have made. So we will be giving away a mask to one lucky winner, and they're all handmade by my employees, so they're made with lots of love.
And I'll do a mystery gift.
Oh, a mystery gift! Yay! Oh, that's fun. Okay,
I love mysteries.
Prizes that we have for the contest. Okay, so we're going to be doing our trivia questions right now. Okay, everyone. So make sure that you look at our trivia questions. If you have to go back, you can watch this live feed on our Facebook page. If you need to see the trivia questions again, you can actually go back and look at them. And also, feel free to Google your answers because we want you to learn. So it doesn't have to be that you only know these things by memory. Like if you go and research them, that's just as much as knowing it because then you learn something. So that's why we allow you guys to use Google. So don't feel embarrassed about that. Okay, James, you want to read the first 2 questions?
I would love to. So let's see. The first trivia question is, the potter's wheel was invented by what civilization? Again, the potter's wheel was invented by what civilization? And ready for question number 2. Pottery and glass are made from the same raw materials. True or false? Again, the question is, pottery and glass are made from the same raw materials. True or false?
Okay. What is I can't even talk now. What is Kathy's favorite craft supply to use? If you guys are paying attention to our interview, what is Kathy's favorite craft supply to use? According to Mashable.com, name 5 Latinos who have become social media superstars. According to Mashable.com, name 5 Latinos who have become social media superstars. Ready, Kathy?
Yes. What is the name of the gallery and studio that I co-created?
Okay.
And what is the name of one of my books?
Yay! So those are the trivia questions.
Kathy, I hope you know the answers to those trivia questions.
I do. The first one I'll have to research, but it's good information to know.
See, right? Now you're feeling like you have to go learn about it, right? So that's the point, right?
Exactly.
A photo of the question.
Yeah, you can take photos. My peanut gallery here said that some people take pictures of the screen with all the questions. You can do that.
We've actually seen that done during craft night sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hosted by Dancing Bear. We've had people that'll do that, and Savea and I will be going.
They're like,
Zip
what
the
are the
lips.
questions,
They can't
everyone?
say anything.
These are the questions, and we're like. So remember, guys, the answers are due by midnight, and we'll be doing the drawing the following week for the winners. So that's how we do it here. And every week, and we're thinking about doing something special, a different way to do this kind of little contest we do every week. So it may be a little different next week, and we're going to do some fun stuff. So we always are trying to come up with some fun things that make the show interesting. Hi, James.
It's pretty interesting tonight for us, especially interesting. But, for all the parts that go, what brings it way up top to probably one of the best shows, if not the best, Kathy, and it's amazing.
Yes, I think that it's been really great so far. Yeah. I mean, can you believe it's already,
this was so fun.
already way past our regular, session right now. We're already past an hour, which usually we're like just at an hour and we start our questions. So, all right, James, hey, some people are wondering about Baby Yoda and Jar Jar Pickles, I think.
Oh, let me tell you, the Battle Royale is coming. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, for everybody who want to know, Savannah and I got into a fake argument last week about Baby Yoda versus Jar Jar Pickles. And those of you, the regular watchers of the show, definitely know who Baby Yoda is and Jar Jar Pickles.
And definitely know I don't like Jar Jar Pickles.
And nobody likes Savannah. Okay, now let's go on.
Oh, I love Savannah.
You're such a professional, Kathy. All right, let's bring on the Battle Royale, where everyone's come here for 2 nights. It's not Savannah and I's great sense of humor and working together. It's Kathy and the Battle Cuteness Royale. Let me bring it up.
So funny. This is really funny.
Get ready for the Cuteness Battle Royale. Baby Yoda versus Jar Jar Pickles. All right, ready, Savannah? What we're going to do is we're going to have a picture. The same picture is going to feature Baby Yoda and the Jar Jar Pickles. Savannah's not seen these pictures ahead of time, except for when we were doing rehearsal. So Savannah acted spontaneously surprised. So let we go. First picture, the first round of the Cuteness Battle Royale. We have here we have we have some puppies. Look how cute they are. Now, do they look cuter with Baby Yoda or Jar Jar Pickles? And those of you who don't get it, think of Jar Jar Binks from the Phantom Menace episode 1 of Star Wars. This is his stunt double. So you decide. Sound off on your posts on Facebook or send us an email, let us know. All right, round 2. Here we have a rainbow unicorn. Everybody loves a rainbow unicorn, but does it look better with Baby Yoda?
Oh, so cute.
Or Jar Jar Pickles? And just to let you know how awesome, just how awesome a rainbow unicorn is, here's Batman riding a rainbow unicorn. Okay. Round 3. We're gonna go the working persons here, real world. Go out there to the ranch with some cowboys out there branding calves. Now, does it look more awesome with Baby Yoda standing on the fence post? Or Jar Jar Pickles? You decide, folks. Again, leave those posts on Facebook. Let us know. Be the judge. Because we all know Jar Jar is going to win. All right, next photo. Round 4. We're going to go classic, an empowering figure. Rosie the Riveter. Does Rosie the Riveter look more awesome with Baby Yoda or Jar Jar Pickles? And now we're going to get in a real battle here, folks. We're bringing out the bat and the piñata. And first off, and here we go. Baby Yoda's going to be swinging at a piñata. Here we go. There it is, Baby Yoda, right there, swinging away at that piñata. Go get it. Get it, Baby Yoda. You can get it. All right.
He's ring gauge, by the way.
He's working. Yeah. Well, it looks like Jar Jar Pickles has slipped in the picture. He's he's shooting the piñata with force lightning, and he blew it up in a thing of glitter. Now Baby Yoda's moving slow. Baby Yoda's sad. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Now Baby Yoda's beating Jar Jar Pickles with the bat. Jar Jar, what are you going to do about that, man? Jar Jar's hiding behind the pinata. Pinata's running interference between Jar Jar and Baby Yoda. Look at it, he's using the pinata. Keep on hitting. He exploded in a big realm of glitter. Look at that. Amazing.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Wasn't that so, like, Kathy, don't you feel like your life is complete now?
That needs to be on Netflix.
Well, I tell you, Jar Jar here's worked up a sweat right here. Look at that. I didn't know he could shoot Force lightning. He is definitely a Sith Lord.
Baby Yoda is definitely.
Yes,
Well,
my heart is with Baby Yoda. Cute and Baby Yoda.
Kathy, I thought we were friends.
I'm sorry. Baby Yoda.
Well, friends can be honest with each other and lie to each other when we're down. Okay, so that you can take that bait.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Like,
I was looking at the post right now, and so far it says
pom-poms or something.
I see like 4 posts in a row of Jar Jar.
No, that's Vivian.
Thank you,
saying
Vivian.
Jar Jar 3 times. That's not the same.
My math is off. We'll ask Morgan Freeman.
They all look like Jar Jar. Let's just see. Baby Yoda and the Unicorn, Yoda, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar shot Force lightning. Talk about the ultimate party trick. He doesn't need a bat for a pinata.
Yeah, I have a question about your background. Is that a Zoom background?
My
No.
glitter background?
Oh, hers.
Actually, I got it from, it's a YouTube background. It's a YouTube virtual background, and you can use Zoom, and you can actually use video backgrounds.
Cool.
Video and photo backgrounds.
I wish I could just walk around in life with that behind me.
I know, isn't it? Well, it's like when you see my fingers. I know you could make, oh my gosh, you could make a glitter background. Oh my gosh, Kathy, your next project, you could do how to make a glitter background for your video.
Even better, you could take James's background and glitter it.
Oh, purple.
I
Purple
did.
glitter.
Like with green.
But it's all matte.
We could totally do that. Totally. We'll make an appointment, okay? Kathy, you, me, let's go to James, and we're gonna like glitter his background.
Well, I know that you're not going to come over here because India's hotter than Phoenix.
That was funny. So Kathy, okay, remember we were talking that you had like an action list that you wanted to share with craft professionals on how to expand their brand? Like, what can you give them? Because I think that would be a really great way to, really give them an idea to like get themselves going.
Okay, so I think that the first thing, think about, what do you want out of this? Like, what your business, do you want to just keep going, making a living doing what you're doing? What is a goal? Like, come up with a couple goals that you want. I mean, it could be anything from having a certain high profile person be a collector of yours. It could be having your first solo show. It could be selling a licensed design. Like, come up with a wish list of what you want to get out of it, because I've learned that, like, people say, life is short. Life is short, but the days are long. We have a lot of days. So make good use of them. Do something for yourself, for your future self. So that this is something, what did my daughter tell me? Oh, do it for your future self. That's what she told me. Because we were talking about this, and I was about working on my book, because I was like, man, I'm just not motivated. Maybe this isn't meant to be. Maybe I should just stop and work on something else. And she goes, Mom, do it for your future self. And I'm like, oh, ugly cry. So come up with these big goals that seem so crazy and unattainable. And then realize that your mind believes whatever you tell it. So put it to good use and work these things in there. Start with smaller goals that are easy to attain, just to like freak yourself out, to prove to yourself that it's doable, and start building off of that. And, you know, that's always a good thing, is to have those goals so that you're not just doing routine every day, because what does it add up to? You know, you want to have some good milestones that you can be proud of. And another thing is to always evolve, like push yourself to learn and try new things. And when you get inspired, let it push you to innovate. You know, like what is something crazy? Yeah, like that. I'm feeling it. You know, like come up with something different that will surprise yourself, and that you're really like, wow, I never thought I would be doing ceramics. I mean, even with ceramics, I was painting ceramics. I'm like, I could never hand build anything. Like, there's no way. And then I'm like, who says there's no way? I'm telling myself there's no way. I can tell myself yes way and do it and try it and learn. These mugs, I've made 4 batches so far. The first batch was horrible. Oh my God. They were so like off balance, and I didn't give up, and I started watching videos, and I kept practicing, and I took more time to learn it. So nothing is going to just fall out of the sky. Sometimes it does, but most of the time you have to put in the time to learn and to practice. That's how you get better. And when people say, oh, I suck at this, well, how long have you tried doing it? Of course you're going to suck at it if you've only tried it once or twice, half-heartedly. So if you really want something, you know, you got to put in the hours. That's the tough love part of it. You got to just put the time in, and it feels so good when down the road you get better, and then you can look where you started. One more quick example, like drawing faces and like these girls and stuff. When I first started, I didn't know how to line up a face. I didn't know anything. And I just did it, and I knew they didn't look right, but I didn't understand why. And I just kept doing it. And then I would show them to my husband, who's a fine artist, and he said, look at my face. Like, where does my nose line up? Where do my eyes line up? And then we sketched it out. And he's like, okay, now try it like this. And I kept practicing and practicing and practicing. And so all of those other pictures, I buried them at the bottom of a box. I'm like so embarrassed of them. But with my iPad and Procreate, I was able to scan them in. And now I can give them new life because I learned how to do faces better than I did when I was starting. So those old pieces that I was ready to throw away because I thought they sucked, I kept them. And I'm so glad I did, because I was able to bring them to life in a better way. And it just feels so good to see how far I've come with it. So be proud when you mess up or you're bad at something, and say, wow, this is going to be so awesome when I get better and I learn how to do this, like to see the range, like where I started and where I'm at. So just embrace that beginning suckage. You know, it's part of the process. It's part of your story of learning to get better.
And also, you shouldn't give yourself such a hard time about drawing the face in humans, because humans are the hardest thing to draw. Just, you know, for any person that's trying to draw, it is the hardest thing to draw.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. So it's just, you know, if it makes you happy, just keep doing it, keep working on it.
I definitely think your advice is spreading, because my background has this is not a background with the sparkles. Look at the energy you bring.
I love it. That's so awesome.
So does anyone, so we're kind of doing a format a little different. Does anyone have any questions that they have for Crafty Chica, so that we could, you know, we've gone way over our normal part, which is great. And it's been so quick. Like, I can't believe it's already been like an hour and a half. But are there any questions for the viewers that you have for Kathy that we can answer right now? If you send them in with just even the comments on Facebook or in our emails, I've been trying to watch for that because I know that I asked some really like in-depth questions. So I wanted to make sure we got as much information from you to share. So if anyone, so I have a question here. So do you teach on, do you do online classes? Do you teach?
So I haven't really taught online. I do, sometimes I'll do Facebook Live tutorials, and I'll do those like once a week or maybe every other week. And as far as classes, I mean, I was doing them twice a week at Mucho Mas Art Studio. So we hope to, Arizona is one of the highest COVID-19 states. So when that number lowers, then we'll go back, we'll have workshops again. I'll be teaching in there. And then Instagram Live, on Thursday nights, I share tutorials on there. But yeah, and I've been thinking maybe about online classes, but then I also think like I want to get this book done. So I'm really trying to, devote time to that. And my craft side of my business takes up such a large percentage of my time that I'm like, okay, I want to carve out this other time to work on my book project.
We do this joke where James and I are like drinking like bottles and we're like doing like advertising.
No, we're not secretly sponsored. No.
Hey Kathy, look I wish that you were nearby. I could offer one of these to you.
Well, look, I have a matching mug.
You do. It's the same colors. These are so pretty. Like they're just gorgeous. I just love how pretty and colorful they are.
You know what? You should put edible glitter on top of those.
Yum. I have a whole bunch of glitter from the background here.
Yeah.
I made a triple sandwich.
Oh wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I should have went and got some ponchas. Oh well, next time.
It's okay.
We did.
So hey James, here, I'll hand you some here. Let me share some with you. Here, I'm sharing you some. Oh, there you go.
Thank you much for that.
Oh, so Jane, so we have a question. So are any of your products available on your website?
Yes. Oh, yes. So if you go to craftychica.com, click on shop, and I have a link for my store, my Shopify store where I sell all my handmade stuff. And then there's a link for Mucho Mas. And then there's a link for my Amazon store. So on that Amazon store, I have all my favorite products, and I have all of my Crafty Chica licensed products. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
They're very cute. Do you have any Chihuahua ones?
You know what? Maybe there might be some patches.
Oh, I'm having questions here asking me. So are your mugs dishwasher safe?
They are. They are. However, with all ceramics, it's really good to hand wash them. It just is like takes better care of them. But yeah, they're dishwasher safe.
Okay, cool.
We do custom made for that.
Oh, so do you do custom stuff?
I do. Yeah, I do all kinds of things. You could like send me a message and, I'll like figure some, usually like with the Amiga Angels, I can write custom phrases on them.
Oh, I think those are really cute, actually.
You.
So Vivian is wondering, she's saying, can you tell us about your new book?
Yes. So the new book, it is women's fiction set here in Phoenix. And I guess I can't tell too much about it yet, but it's super fun, especially if you like conchas that you just showed. So yes, but it's a women's fiction book. There you go. So if you like my other two novels, you'll like this one too.
Okay, cool. So Karen is asking, what artists have inspired you?
What artists? Oh my gosh. there's so many different ones. I think just like on Instagram, there's just so many different, one artist who I hold near and dear to my heart, my friend Denise Cortez, Pear Mama. She makes the most beautiful artwork, and her art, she's gone through these different experiences in her life, very emotional experiences, and it has shown up in her work. Like you could see her transformation has gone into her artwork, and you can see the timeline of it. It's just really cool to watch. But she's Pear Mama on, okay. And then also our co-owner at Mucho Mas, Emily Costello. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, she's brilliant. Her work is just so beautiful. And I'm such a nerd. Like, I'm so enamored with Emily's artwork that I like to look at Emily's hands, because I imagine them, painting, like to do those little strokes. It's just like, it's just such a gift to have that natural talent. And then also like in the Phoenix Fridas, I'm inspired. That's our craft group, our art collective here in Phoenix.
Fun.
All of the artists there, Sabrina, Awkward Mommy Art, Louisa from AZ Lotus Art, who's been teaching a live painting class every night on Instagram for the past 90 nights.
Karen has been doing paint nights at home, so she should check that out.
Yes. And Gloria Martinez in the Fridas.
Which one's doing the paint nights again?
AZ Lotus Art.
AZ Lotus Art. Karen, yes. For you.
On Instagram. Yes. Check her out on Instagram. Every night at like 9:30. Okay. So, and I don't just get inspired by when I look and see something. I really get inspired by the person and their story and what their story is that drove them to create. That's what inspires me. Mm-hmm. And, that's just, or if I see something that strikes me, then I love to read their bio of what's important to them and everything. So yeah, I get inspired a lot. I think it's really good just to be surrounded by creative people.
Okay, so Serena is asking, what is the best way to expand your reach? She said, I find it hard to reach people on Facebook.
Okay, so you need to really know the difference between the different platforms. And so go through the content that you have already posted on Facebook and see what piece of content has gotten the most engagement. And that's a signal right there to do more of that. There's other things you could do by doing Facebook Lives. It will help boost your algorithm so that more people can see your page. Definitely video. Adding video will definitely boost. And, responding with people, being consistent, posting every day. Ask questions to get people to comment, not only to comment to you, but to comment with each other within the comments, because what that does is that signals to the magical people behind the Facebook algorithm that these people are having a conversation about this topic. Like, this is an interesting topic. Let's open it up and show it to more people.
It's like relevant and important because people are talking about it. It's
yes.
Like your post will generate a lot of interaction and a lot of movement of, people going back and forth and tagging.
And open it up and show it to more people. And then you could do things like Tutorial Tuesday, train people every Tuesday, 7:00, come learn something new. And just, that's another way. Another thing is you can have like a Facebook group of your top people from your page and do stuff with them. So it's just being consistent and trying different things. And it's okay if some stuff doesn't work. Find the stuff that does work, go into your insights and see what posts have the most engagement. And then that's a signal to do more content like that. Or you can even ask people, what would you like me to share? What kind of tutorial do you want? What kind do you want to see behind the scenes of what I'm making? A lot of times with Facebook pages, people will just show the end result. Well, why not show behind the scenes? And so they see like the sweat equity that went into it.
I like that word, sweat equity.
Uh-huh.
That's like what our beginning of our show is. Like we have the green screen. We're like, hey, did you shave it? You share it here. Did you share? Okay, we're live here. Okay, I have my drink next to me. I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
We've had the funniest little things. Like one time James was like saying, I'm shooting things at you, and I took my lights. I'm like, woo, 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 I'm shooting at it. And he's like, yeah, I don't need to see it. I'm like, I can see it with my mind. Okay, so let's see here. How do you stay organized with so many projects? That's Maya is asking.
Maya?
I think it's M-A-I-A.
Oh, Maya. Okay.
I know you have a Maya.
Okay, so there's a lot of different ways. For one thing, I write them all down. And then if you have Gmail, they have this really cool new feature called Tasks. So as I'm going through my email, if there's something I need to do, I move it to the tasks folder and it stays live on the right hand side so I don't forget about it. But what I'll do is I'll like put down the big projects of the week, and then I'll schedule a day when I'm going to work on it and complete it. And I'll look at the project and I'll like say if I'm doing mugs, I'll say, okay, I'm going to spend 8 hours on Thursday doing mugs. And then I put everything away. Okay. And then I'm going to do Friday, I'm going to spend online. Like I'm going to work on this and this for 4 hours. And then I'll do an hour for lunch. And then at 1 o'clock, I'll go back in the studio and I'll brainstorm for next week's YouTube video. So I really schedule it out. I write it down and then I schedule it out on what day I'm going to do it during the week. Because you know what? It helps me sleep easier at night. If I do not do my list, I'll go to bed and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do this. Oh my God, I need to do this. So now I have a smart speaker in my room. So when I think of an idea in the middle of the night or, whenever, I'll go like, oh, remind me to make the silk screen of, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda crocheting. And so then it's so funny because I'll forget about it. And then the next day I'm working and I'll get a reminder on my phone and they'll say, remember to make Baby Yoda crochet. And I'm like, that's a great idea. Like,
You might double your traffic if you do Jar Jar.
I do. You can or Jar Jar Pickles. Yeah. A crochet pattern of Jar Jar Pickles.
So I have a question.
That would be weird. And well, let's just say, what's the positive spin on the word ugly?
Oh. You never know. It could be like cross stitch with metallic thread. That would.
Well, that is a face for radio. In a dentist's dream.
So, Kathy, what time do you start work every day? Do you wake up at like 3 a.m. and, so when you said you get 8 hours of sleep, I'm really interested in this because I always get lectured that I sleep in too much and this kind of, and I really believe like what you're saying. I always like to get 8 hours of sleep so I feel really rested so that I can work my whole day and I don't feel like I have to take naps during the day. Like I like to just like work my whole, so when I'm up for like 12 hours or whatever. I'm up.
Well, I'll do like, it depends because every day I'm, is a different day. Like I'm never doing the same thing unless if I'm like on emotional lockdown, then I'll just do ceramics nonstop for like 40 hours or something. But for the most part, I like to be in bed like by 11, and then I get up like usually like around 7:30, sometimes 8, and then I love it though when I get up at 6 and then I get a bunch of stuff done, and then it's 9 o'clock, and I think it's lunchtime, but it's only 9 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I got the whole day now. Now what am I gonna do? And then I goof around, and then it's 4 o'clock. I'm like, oh no, it's already 4 o'clock. But yeah, I usually between like 7, 8 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock. We have this thing for our house. It's the time of use plan. So our electricity is super cheap, except from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we go on 3 to 6 is like our siesta time. So we turn off the air, all the big powered appliances, everything. And then we'll either like take a nap or just watch Netflix in the dark or something. And it's such a chill, you know, and then when that's done at 6, then we turn the air back on and then do dinner and that kind of thing. So usually I try to wrap things up like by 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And then nighttime is like a whole other thing of what I'm going to do at nighttime.
Totally. So Carolyn says, happy 30th anniversary.
Oh, thanks.
And she says, at home, do you only create in your craft room or do you work in other areas of the home? I'm guilty of this.
You know what? I keep it in the craft room. Sometimes if I'm crocheting, I'll go in the other room and watch TV, but most of the time I do it in here because I like to have the rest of the house to enjoy. To be like my room, I have my room like an Airbnb room. Like I love it in there. It's my sanctuary. It's like Mexi boho style, everything. And I love that everything pertaining to the art business stays in this room, in the studio. So I'm very diligent about putting everything back in its place. Everything's labeled. That's another tip. If you have a creative business, is to think like a professional designer or artist. Like I don't want to waste time looking for supplies. I want it to be organized, and I have to put everything away when I'm done. So I have a clean workspace when I come in the morning, and I just feel inspired and refreshed and not cluttered at all.
Did you read the Marie Kondo book?
No, I haven't. But you know what? This happened because I used to be a messy crafter, like everything. And I was so cute and all of that. And then Where Women Create, they contacted me to do a feature. And I'm like, oh, no one is taking pictures of this room. Like, oh, no. So I cleaned everything out and I made mystery boxes to sell. And I packed up, they were $35 each, and I did them by color, sparkle, fabric, like different categories. And then I sold them on Etsy. And with that money, I was able to buy new cabinets. I had a woodworker come and build like a little sectional, everything new in here. I glittered the floor in here.
Oh, you did that. Didn't you put it like in an epoxy or something?
Yeah.
Looks really cool.
Once I did that, I loved it. I'm like, I didn't want to mess it up. So I try really hard to keep it organized.
I like that idea about doing the mystery boxes. Let me tell you, I have a lot of stuff here.
Clean stuff out.
Yes, this is actually a really good time to do it because everyone's supposed to be home anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what can I get? Okay, let's see if I have any more. So Maya said that she loves that. She said, I like the idea of scheduling certain projects on your list. Thank you. And everyone is saying that they love your passion.
Aw, thanks.
And multiple people saying that they're really, because I was saying is I really think it's really, I was telling you in our pre-interview that I was just really excited that you were going to come on our show because I think there's a lot of people that are artists that are trying to make it and they're trying to make their art their living, and it's hard. It's not easy. And you've made it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to have different avenues of income. That's the whole thing. But the good side is that being a creative or an artist, you can come up with so many different ways. So that's the thing, is like, you can make stuff to sell at retail. You can make stuff to sell at wholesale. You can sell a pattern. You can sell an image that people can, as a printable. You can teach an online class. You can teach a class in person. You can sell excess art supplies. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can bring in money as an artist. And it's just getting out of that struggle mindset.
Yeah, I agree. Carolyn says she's a messy crafter.
I know we all are, you know, but
she starts up organized and she gets messy. Me too.
But you know, it's just a little bit every day. It helps, because when my craft room used to be like a huge mess, I'd come in and I'd get so stressed out, because
Yeah.
my mother-in-law, my husband said that she would always tell him, the state of your room is the state of your life. Right? Truth talk.
Yeah.
And so when I come in here in my studio, which is the, you know, where I create and make everything, the state of my studio is the state of my life for my business. So I want to respect it and honor it and keep it organized and neat. So I'm excited when I come into work. So there
Yeah.
are days when I don't clean up overnight, but I'll get up early in the morning and then put everything away, and I'll like put music on and just say, okay. And then I'm like, but then I get back on track of putting everything away when I'm done.
Yeah. I think that's really good advice, because it is true. Like, I know my office isn't the cleanest thing, but I know that I have had a clean office before. And when I would come into work, like, the desk is cleared off. Everything has its place, you know, everything's been put so you can sit down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Let's see.
especially with what
I'm
I
ready to start my day.
like, I don't just do ceramics, you know, I do paper arts. I like design scrapbook paper and stamps and all these things. I do ceramics, I do sewing, I do illustration, all of that, painting. So I can't leave stuff out. Like, I have to, like, I literally have clear handled brushes for ceramics, and I have green handled brushes for acrylics. You know, like, it's that much, so that I just kind of respect them all. But I feel like it carries, I feel like doing that, I'm investing in myself as a business person, and as an artist, I'm respecting what I do. And every little thing, you just have to keep feeding that positive attitude into it, of affirmations for it.
That's fun. Yeah, that's good advice. So Carolyn, she's so funny. She says, I stay out of my craft room right now so my life isn't messy. I get it. So, but yeah, so does anyone have any more questions? Because we want to wrap this up, because we're going a little bit longer than the time that we promised. But yeah, this has been such a great show. Oh my gosh. I'm just so glad that you came on. And I think that with this show, you're going to be inspiring a lot of people, because after the show, like after we have it on Facebook, we're actually going to put it on YouTube so that it can be seen later. And so it's, you know, for it's a little more of a reach, but I think that this is really great. Thank you so much for coming on our show and talking with us. I know there's little technical difficulties, but I think it was a really great show, and I really appreciate what you did for everyone that watched this show.
Well, thank you for having me. You guys are awesome. You made
and then Carolyn said you are inspiring her to tackle her craft room, and she's thanking you.
Oh, good. Yeah. Tackle that craft room, make up some boxes to sell, and then use the money to paint, you know, buy the paint to paint it or give it a makeover.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
You've inspired not only people's artistic instincts during this show, you've also inspired people to clean their house.
Yes.
Or room of their house.
Who cares about the rest of the house? Just make sure you have a clean craft room.
Kathy, Kathy, you could do.
100%.
I'll tell you afterwards. Dan came with a really good idea for you.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for watching here with us today. And this is Kathy Cano-Murillo. Murillo, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, from Crafty Chica. And we're going to put the links in our information so you can find her online. And thank you so much, Kathy, for coming and visiting us.
Thank you.
And we'll see everyone later. So James, are you ready with your end credits? Poor James. James.
I'll just say this much is that I didn't really change anything on the system, restarted it, but just starting on the new Zoom, and I just made everything minimal as far as camera and mic and everything. And I'm actually have to press the space bar to talk so that everything is just bulletproof and real basic. But that wasn't a lot of changing on that part, just a couple of just do that. But I wanted to make sure the show didn't go off the rails from technical difficulties, so I made everything minimal on my end.
I
But
know,
when you're ready,
James is usually like, we always chat, and I feel bad because James hasn't been able to really put his little flair in.
we ready?
Yeah, go for it, James.
Okay, everybody, thank you
dance.
much. It's been a great show. Thank you
We're gonna
much.
dance, everyone. Okay, put the music on. Do music. Too tired. Bye, everyone.